Welcome back, Summoners. I'm your host, Nathan Ng, and today we'll be going over the 5 most overpowered builds that recently entered the Rift. In this video, we'll be going over specific builds for champions that don't always go in the lane that you expect them to. Before we get into it, remember to hit that sub button and ring that bell. It really helps with the channel and keeps you guys all up to date on all things Wild Rift. Your star power doesn't end there. Be sure to leave a comment to answer a question of the day. Full AP Rakan support or full Ashe support? Who have you had better experiences with? Who would you rather see on your team? Be sure to leave your opinions down below. So, what does the first champion that I'm going to be talking about and you have in common? You both are stunning from afar. We've all had Ashe supports before, but they don't always choose the best build to utilize the champion's utility. Ashe is a squishy champion no matter how you build her, but the unique slow in her kit makes her a viable support. This passive slow synergizes perfectly with the Font of Life rune. The rune makes it so that you and your ally heal when attacking the same targets together. This can easily be accomplished with Ashe because of her long range and the slow that keeps them from engaging quickly. Font of Life combined with weakness causes the enemy to take 5% more damage every hit. Finishing this rune set off with Hunter Genius and Adaptive Carapace to deal more damage and increase their ability haste. Remember the healing caused by Font of Life? This effective healing after every auto can be increased with the item Ardent Sensor. This is where Ashe can really start abusing her long range while providing heals and now some increased attack speed. This item causes you and your ADCs to receive extra attack speed after every auto attack that lands on the enemy champion. This is why Ashe does so well with ADCs like Varus, who have their own stun and can easily follow up on the early poke. Ardent Sensor already gives Ashe 10 ability haste, which will help her get the ultimate sooner. But the second item that you should be building is Awakened Soul Stealer. This item grants 25 more ability haste and has a unique item passive of reducing her ultimate's cooldown for every takedown that Ashe is involved in. Ashe needs to have her ultimate ready at all times while playing support. So be sure to build Soul Stealer second to help your ADC snowball an early lead. Finish off this build by building into Lucidity Boots into Redemption. This will provide even more ability haste to spam her ultimate, and the heal is useful all around. The last 3 items Ashe support should be building are Mortal Reminder, Nashor's Tooth, and Death Cap if there's some time left in the game. Mortal Reminder gets rid of the enemy's healing, while Nashor's Tooth and Death Cap add that extra AP damage can only be appreciated when Ashe lands her ultimate across the map. Don't forget to use Summoner's Flash and heal to gain some optimal upper hand as support. If you need tips and tricks on how to play support, watch our Challenger support guide. Want to talk to us about your Ashe support experience? Join our Discord server with hundreds of other like-minded Wild Rift players. This Discord is really getting out of hands. There's like cults starting everywhere, and if you guys want to join my cult, the Ingdom, definitely do that because we could use some more members that are strong, powerful, and good-looking. Or if you're new to the game or just want to show off a cool clip, all are welcomed into the Wild Rift Discord server in the links down below. A champion whose global ultimate has been a defining feature is Twisted Fate. The cheeky gambler has received some buffs, and we have a few builds to recommend. First off, Twisted Fate can use a variety of runes when compared to other champions. Conquerors, Summon Airy, and Electrocute can all be used effectively when given the right item sets. But for this video, we're going to be focusing on his Conqueror's build path. Everybody knows Conqueror and his stacking adaptive damage, but what secondary rune should be on Twisted Fate? Weakness is a must build on him because of his use of mobility to gank in the unsuspecting of scenarios. Now for the second secondary rune, we are recommending Adaptive Carapace for most matchups. However, if you find yourself against combo heavy champions such as Renekton or Irelia, you might want to change this rune out for bone plating. Most of the time, Adaptive Carapace will hold Twisted Fate nicely. I too wish I had Adaptive Carapace because I would love to be held nicely. The third secondary rune that we have to recommend is Sweet Tooth. He does not have any sustain on his own, but Sweet Tooth keeps him in the lane a little bit longer. To start off your build on Twisted Fate, you must always start with Rod of Ages. This provides essential mana, health, and ability power to help Twisted Fate in every single scenario. The increased health means that he can take more damage, and the bonus mana allows for the card wielder to throw out more never-ending onslaught of cards. Then you're going to want to build Boots of Lucidity to help roam around the map and lower his cooldowns. This builds nicely into stasis, giving Twisted Fate more time to reorient himself when he gets caught out. Twisted Fate's attack speed has been steadily increasing over the past few patches. This is why we recommend building Nashor's Tooth as Twisted Fate's third item. Nashor's Tooth gives ability power to every auto attack, a passive that Twisted Fate already gains with his third ability, but when they combine, they unleash a torrent of damage that the enemy laner struggles to deal with. The last 3 items that you should be building on Conqueror's Twisted Fate are Rabadon's, Rapid Fire, and Void Staff. Which one do you build first is entirely situational. If the enemy team is filled with tanks, then you want to build Void Staff and Rapid Fire Cannon to provide effective overtime damage. However, if the enemy team is squishier or just not building any magic resist, then you should probably get Death Cap into Rapid Fire Cannon and finally Void Staff. Twisted Fate is powerful with the right set of runes. Just be sure to snag Flash and Ignite to help either run away or finish off kills. The new unexpected champion that's currently scouring the jungles of Wild Rift is fishy and slimy, and I'm not talking about my toxic ex-friends. The fishy trickster himself, Fizz, has been making a splash in the jungle lane. Fizz in the jungle currently works well as an assassin with Electrocute or Fleet Footwork. Electrocute works amazingly to secure kills and bursts of damage, while Fleet Footwork helps Fizz maneuver around the map and gain a tiny bit more sustain. Today we're going to be focusing on the Electrocute build because the damage is more secure, and the burst damage is quite shocking. As a burst assassin, it only makes sense to build Triumph on Fizz. Just more reasons why he should be able to secure the kill with his burst. The Trident Trickster is known for his evasiveness and his ease of getting in and out of fights. This is why you'll want to run Second Wind on Fizz to help regenerate after a fast engage. For the last secondary rune, you can either run Genius Hunter or Mastermind. Genius Hunter for the cooldown reduction, or Mastermind to deal more damage to objectives. These runes will help Fizz get the extra oomph from his abilities that you need to get kills. The first item that you should be rushing on Fizz is either Rabadon's Death Cap or Lichbane. Lichbane actually makes clearing the jungle much easier because of the Sheen proc, and the Death Cap provides a huge burst of damage that no other item can provide. The Sheen advantage is quite noteworthy because it only costs 900 gold in the early game, while Rabadon's route you'll have to build an entire item before earning a secondary item passive. Although Death Cap's secondary ability is truly epic, giving Fizz enough ability power to instantly take down any ADC or Squishy not paying attention. After Death Cap and Lichbane, you'll want to build Boots of Lucidity for the cooldown reduction. This will help you maneuver around the map and jump over more walls. Build this into Stasis to give Fizz a secondary chance to escape a bad situation. Now, the last three items that should be built on Fizz are Void Staff, Infinity Orb, and Morellonomicon. The order in which you build these depend on the situation. If their team is covered in healers and sustained champions, Morello is the best item for that situation. If the enemy team is tankier than usual, Void Staff is always a comfortable fit, and Infinity Orb provides a nice balance of movement speed and magic pen, suitable for all situations. Fizz is a mobile and burst heavy jungler, and with this build, you'll help secure kills all across the map. Another great pick for the jungle is our longtime berserker friend, Olaf. This professional lumberjack has been indirectly buffed due to the changes in the jungle. This has opened up the avenue for tankier Olaf builds to take over. This patch, Olaf can really rely on the strong jungle base stats given to him by Smite, and focus on being as unkillable as his lore lets on. The first thing that we need to discuss are the runes. Olaf needs Conquerors to gain the extra adaptive damage in fight. With this build, Olaf will be in the fights for a very long time, so stacking passives like Conquerors helps him deal the damage needed while tanking the brunt of the enemy attacks. This is why we also recommend to equip Olaf with the Brutal rune for some extra damage and armor pen. Adaptive Carapace is also not a rune that Olaf can ignore, because it gives him bonus armor and magic resistance when he's below 50% HP. Olaf is known for staying in these fights while he's very low on health, while continuing to provide the needed tankiness and damage to the team composition. For the last secondary rune, we recommend Mastermind. It helps Olaf clear Dragon and Baron and is overall useful for gaining objectives. Now, the first item that you'll actually want to build on Olaf is Sunfire Aegis for the tankiness and damage over time. Olaf already has great clear by himself, but once Sunfire is burning, he'll have a faster time clearing camps and will make towers more likely able to target him over teammates. The next item to take with Olaf is Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver has stacking armored pen and grants Olaf 350 health that he needs to plow through the enemy lines. Ninja Tabbies are going to be quite useful for tanking enemy fires and mixes perfectly with Righteous Glory to help Olaf run down the enemy champions. The last few items to consider are Death Dance, Spirit Visage, and Guardian Angel. Death Dance and GA will provide solid AD and armor to help the Bruiser sustain through the enemy attacks while still providing a good amount of damage. Spirit Visage works especially well against ability power focused teams and mixes well with Olaf's second ability. Olaf is a great bruiser that can be utilized in most situations. That's why we recommend this build to have the greatest impact on the game. The final champion with a unique build is coming to the Dragon Lane with Rakan. Rakan is a mobile support that skillfully weaves in and out of combat while traditionally tanking the brunt of the enemy's attacks. However, for our build today, we're going to be focused on a more ability-powered based build to dish out a surprising amount of damage. For this overpowered build, we recommend taking Electrocute to deal swift bursts of damage that the enemy can't hope to avoid. Electrocute works best when matched with Weakness, Carapace, and Pack Hunter to go ahead and gain the most strategic advantage. To start the build, immediately get Rod of Ages, as this helps Rakan in all scenarios by boosting his stats over time. After that, get some movement speed with some Boots of Lucidity into Redemption. This extra ability haste lets Rakan strike more often, and Redemption is a nice way of letting your ADC know that you're still a support, even if you did steal 3 kills in a row. For the final items, Rakan wants to deal damage, so that's why we recommend Rabadon's Death Cap, into Athens, into Soul Stealer, and finally finishing off with the Guardian Angel. Deathcap provides the damage, while Athens increases his shield and healing with ally champions. Soul Stealer gives Rakan the extra ability haste that he needs towards his ultimate. And finally, GA gives Rakan the tankiness and sustain that he needs to pull off these damaging feats. Overall, there are a ton of different builds that are appropriate for any situation, but we believe that these 5 builds will be unique in a way that you've never tried before, and they're powerful, for they were all chosen by our resident challenger player. Tell us what builds that you've tried before in the past games. Be sure to leave us a like, and until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day.